Hi, I'm Amy Esther, and I live with multiple chronic illnesses, two of those being PCOS and endometriosis. PCOS is polycystic ovarian syndrome. And I am a mother now to three young children. So I was able to have kids, which I think with these conditions can be very scary and unknown. But it wasn't the easiest journey, but I was able to have these kids. And although I still live with lots of health problems and challenges every day, they just make my whole world go around, and I love them so much. Well, when I first went to the doctor about my endometriosis when I was probably 16, she said, "Some people have a hard time getting pregnant, but it's fine. You just get surgery and then you can get pregnant." So she just made it sound like it's possible. So I was slightly nervous, but it was one of those things where, like, if I thought about it too much, I would get in my head, but overall I was like, it'll work. When we got married and decided to start having kids, I was having some health problems, but long story short, they couldn't find it. They didn't know what was wrong with me. They said, "All your blood work's good. You're fine. There's nothing wrong with you." Even though I had gone from someone who worked 4 jobs a day, with on like I did college online so I could work more, and like I was crazy. I was working out with a personal trainer. I was eating super healthy. And I then couldn't get out of bed. I was in so much pain. I was so dizzy that I would pass out if I stood up too long. I would have to crawl to the bathroom. Like I was so sick. They did all this blood work. They said, "Nothing's wrong with you. All your tests came back normal." And so we were kind of in this weird place of, okay, do we start our family? I'm at home all day, every day anyway. I had to quit my job. And we were told that everything was good. So that's when we did make the decision, like, okay, well, if I am good for whatever reason, I was misdiagnosed with fibromyalgia because they didn't know what it was. So they said, well, you're having pain and fatigue. We're going to call it this because we don't know what it is. I will say later we found out that it was POTS, postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, which causes my blood not to circulate well, causes gut issues, lots of different things, and EDS, Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, which is a connective tissue disorder, both of which don't show up on a blood test. So it was very hard to get diagnosed with. But when I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia and I did a lot of research on it, and I was like, okay, I guess I'm going to live with this. We'll try to have a baby. And it was about 2 years from that time that we got pregnant with our first baby. So it was like a year and a half of different things, ended up getting the endometriosis surgery. I went on a million diets for all of my health stuff. When I was on the Paleo diet, and I had just got the endometriosis surgeries when I got pregnant the first time. And that one, unfortunately did end in the miscarriage. And then my doctor, after about 6 months of trying on our own, I was still on the diet, doing all the things I was doing before. My doctor said, okay, it's been long enough. I think we should try some medication. So we tried Clomid. It was 3 months of Clomid until I got pregnant with my daughter. I had a lot of side effects from the Clomid. I hated that drug. The physical side effects I had from Clomid were the weight gain, and I did feel kind of sick and nauseous the whole time I was on it. You take it for, I want to say it was 5 days, and then like, oh, you've taken it, now you're good. But no, those hormones are there for the rest of the month to help you get pregnant. And so I think I expected it to be while I took the drug that I would have side effects, and they did last through. And even when I got pregnant, I still was feeling some of those symptoms. And of course, at that point, it's hard to tell because then you have pregnancy symptoms, all of that comes along with things. So yeah, I'd say the only thing I particularly remember is nausea, upset stomach, and the weight gain. But I was so desperate because I was in a lot of pain and having a lot of fatigue, but I was absolutely miserable and mentally in probably the lowest place in my whole life because I couldn't work. I couldn't get pregnant. I felt like nothing was working right. And when I got pregnant the very first time, I thought, this is the light at the end of the tunnel. Like, I'm going to be a mother. I can do this. It's going to be hard, but like, I need purpose in my life. And then when that one ended, it it just, my whole world crashed down. And I thought, why am I here on this earth if I am a vegetable? I can't get off the couch. My poor husband has been taking care of me. And he was working full time, going to school full time, and I was at home all day, every day, um, not being able to do anything. And so I I felt so miserable, and I knew that, like, one thing I've always wanted is to be a mother. And so that's why I decided, you know what, like, I will take this drug, and if it gets me a baby, my body's already messed up, whatever. But I gained weight on it. I was so like off in my head, anxious, depressed, um, like, just I was not right in my head. I was already depressed before I started taking it because of everything that had happened. And once I took that drug, it was just like I was not myself. And I knew it was from the drug, and so I kept going. And when it didn't work the first time, I was frustrated, and it didn't work the second time. I was like, okay, I'll do it one more time, and this is it. And so I did it one more time. I got pregnant, and because of everything that happened, my brain was like, this isn't going to happen. And so I was like in denial that I was even going to have this baby because of, all of the negative things that happened. And my brain was in such a negative space that it just didn't even believe that that could. And I remember the point where I finally was like, okay, I am having this baby. Things are working out, was when I was 20 weeks, and she looked like a full baby, and everything was healthy. Um and it, I don't know, she has carried me through. Now she is almost 6, and she is the one. I mean, I'm still sick with my other illnesses every day. I'm laying down. In fact, before this video, I was like, okay, can I do this? I'm like in so much pain and everything hurts. Like, hey, Aimee, put on your makeup. You can do this. And my daughter, my 6-year-old, she will come. She'll bring me an ice pack. She'll come lay by me. She will pray for me. She, like, this. She's been the light at the end of this whole tunnel. And then my other two as well have been such blessings. So.